And greetings once again to you folks out in Hangout Land, watching live or replay on Google Plus or on YouTube or wherever else we might show up. Hi, I'm Elaine Nieberding, and this is episode 26 of the Holy Shift Show. I actually did not know until today, within about an hour and a half ago, that episode 26 of the Holy Shift Show was going to happen today. You see, I've just been following my own inner inclinations and the flow of my energy and attention. And after doing a couple World Laughter Day Hangouts early this month, somehow I just did not have the energy and the wherewithal to resume my show. So there was a little vacation. You may have been wondering, if you're a regular flocker and watcher, what's she up to? So I would say that like many of us here on the planet, I'm undergoing a personal operating system upgrade. And when that is going on, you need to pay attention and honor what you can do and what you can't do. And dare to be in the place that love is moving everybody right where they need to be. And if you fall into fear that somehow you're not going to show up and all hell is going to break loose, or your following is going to fly away elsewhere, you know what? What good does that do to hang out there? So anyway, I'm back. And for any of you that may have watched the little trailer that we threw up, which is James Brown singing, "Get up off of that thing," and move and dance. But the amazing thing is he starts out the song singing, "I'm back. I'm back." And so I'm back. And guess who else is back? Meloney Hall. Hey, baby.
Hey.
So happy to see you. And with divine timing, you sent me an email about something new that you're doing, and I responded. And then I said, hey, I think I'm going to do a show this afternoon called Flying Free. Want to join me? And to which you said, okay. So
yeah.
say hi to folks. What you been up to lately?
Well, Elaine, I'm so glad that you reached out, because this is perfect timing for me too. Because in G Plus world, we see so many transitions, and I've been going through transition, and you are currently, and many other people are, and so when we get into that place, we just have to accept it and be ready to jump on the next horse. Maybe we've ran our pony, in the ground, or poor little thing's exhausted, switch horses, or get a different skill, up the pony, and maybe you're off the pony that's on that pole that goes round and round, and you need like a real pony, you need like a real horse. But lately, this 2015 has been a very transitional year for me. I started out being very, very sick. I wasn't sure how I could recover. I'm still recovering from labyrinthitis. And so when I just was very sick in bed, and Rain, Dal, and Sheila Strover had to take over the Lights Camera HOA, that saddened me a little bit, because I really missed doing that. And all at the same time, helpouts, Google helpouts, dissolved. And so that was crushing. So, when you're not feeling good and then you lose something you really, really love doing, you have to say, now what do I do? And so you were speaking of the new thing, and I am now an official Udemy instructor. So that's what, oh my gosh, that helped me transition, because, and I think you're the same way, there are some of us in this world who have the heart of a thoroughbred. And if we are behind a gate and we can't run, we get really frustrated. So we're waiting for that gate to open. And then once we know, once we know what direction we want to go, when that gate opens, we run like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think you're in that place now where, you have to do something different or upgrade your personal operating system. And, a lot of us are in that situation.
So I'd like to take a minute to just let you know we'll talk a little bit more about Udemy courses and course creation and that community a little bit further on in the show. But I want to say hi to Candy. Hey, baby.
Hello, babe. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hey, yeah.
So,
Candy. Hey, Candy.
Candy Javier Sakai is hanging out from Tokyo, I think.
Yes, I am in Tokyo.
You are in Tokyo. And I last saw Candy, it was a couple weeks ago. She joined me for one of the World Laughter Day Hangouts. So you've joined me for a couple of those now, Laughing, and they are one way to open you up to getting your energy moving again. Even if you start it when you don't even feel like it, you just start faking it. But you get the energy moving, and then some shifts and body physiology take over. But anyway, nice to see you, Candy.
For that. You have a lot of energy.
You do have a lot of energy. So what have you been up to the last few weeks? Is this a time, the last few weeks in your life, where you notice it's like the heat is on? It's like love in its manifest form is pushing up against your belief systems, the way you operate, and saying, create something new or pay attention. Are new things happening for you?
Yeah, well, it comes for me every week. Every week. That's really, honestly. Yes.
Wow.
I need a PR and a secretary for that, honestly, because I cannot handle my schedules from time to time, and I'm being pulled out here in Japan from one event to another. That's why. And it's a big challenge for me since Japanese don't know, first of all, to use Hangouts. This is the big task and a big, difficulty for me. How to introduce Hangouts, how to introduce G Plus and everything, blah, blah, blah. But the past weeks, I've been being pulled up from one English class, from one event, from one of these places, which I have to say no.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to do that because last year I caught up myself, totally exhausted, no time for myself, and out of my mind. I was that situation. So for this year, I'm handling it very carefully, not to be just like here. So I know I have the energy, but I have to select. I am not always on the go, even for Hangouts. I am not a robot. I'm a person. And I do have my own schedules too. And sometimes I need that break for a while, which I do a lot at the moment. So they have to understand that it's not only candy on the go. It's not that. Please. That's right. Understand a lot of.
So this is the part where, we're being real, we're being vulnerable in front of our audiences. If individually we're each paying attention to what's moving and shifting inside, that being authentic about those changes is important. And when we give ourselves permission to do that and not fall into fear, again, that we're going to lose audiences or lose momentum, but in the grandest sense of serving the most people and serving our own evolution, that is a wise thing to do. And it means using that other F word, which I'll call, kind of like faith. You have to flow with faith that even though you don't see the whole path, you just have to be willing to take the next step on this next day or this next hour without a guarantee of what it's going to be, except if you really are willing to be bold enough to step into the place of honoring yourself and saying, look, the divine, and however you see it, really has got my back. And at this moment, I am worthy of experiencing my abundance. If I keep thinking it's down the road, it's the next class, it's the next client that even shows up, I'm missing the mark. I'm missing the point that I'm here to receive the fullness of love, blessing, awarenesses, and extend them. And as I do that, truly everything that I need to experience my own happiness and be of service will be right there. Anyway, I'm daring to live more and more from that place, because I'll tell you, in the last couple months, as I have loved and appreciated and learning so much from my G+ friends and audiences, on the other hand, there are times I'm overwhelmed. Oh, to be an internet marketer, I have to do what? I have to do this too? Oh, now collections are here for me to explore. Oh
my goodness.
Will my ego start talking to me saying, you're going to be behind if you don't have your collections up, and people can't discover you that other wonderful way too. I mean, you could go crazy. And so sometimes you have to keep telling yourself, you know what I'm doing is loving enough and good enough. It's loving enough and it's good enough. And it's blessing more people than I can ever imagine, as long as I'm being authentic. Okay, somebody else.
Yeah.
Being authentic is just being yourself, and that's the main point.
And and realistically, speaking of all the things that we discovered that we should do next, boy, we better keep up with this update and this, collections and everything. If you were to walk into your neighborhood market, you're not going to be able to consume all the food in that market. There's just no way. There's just no way. You have to pick and choose what you can consume. And when collections rolled out, I felt the same way. I said, oh, now what? And I just said, not right now. And, it's like, no, I have to, because anytime you add something on, you subtract somewhere else. Because we can't make our days 50 hours a day. So whatever you add on, you got to pull away. And I said, what will I pull away? I can't pull anything away. I'm already where I am. So we just have to realistically say, how much can we consume that's safe, so we don't get exhausted, become hospitalized, get very sick, because then that really puts a shift in your life. I know I'm recovering from that.
Yeah, it's all about finding the balance, but it's also paying attention, to the feedback in the world that's showing up for you. If it's showing up, it's there to pay attention to, and it's it's some reflection of what's going on with you.
Yeah, and we're not David Letterman's, and we're not Johnny Carson's, and we're not Jon Stewart's. We are not these people that are going to have 20-year runs in what we're doing. I mean, what's the statistics of that happening? So things morph, things evolve, and we need to as well. And like you said, Elaine, we don't know what to do until we really listen and hear, because that's what speaks.
Yeah, that's what speaks. So after World Laughter Day, I got away with my husband. We went off to the ocean for a couple days, and that was nice. And then I really did give myself permission to take the next week off. It's like, you know what? And I'm not putting out explanations. And I think I almost need kind of a media fast. And so I didn't do much on G+. And I gave myself permission to not beat myself up about it. It's like, I have content out there for people who want to find me, you know, who know about me. Oh, maybe they'll go to my YouTube channel and watch a hangout of mine that they haven't watched before. And, you know, it's not all about the numbers. It's about the intention, I truly believe, that you bring to anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Candy. I just want to acknowledge that you know, as I tap into more of your photography, it's really phenomenal. And I don't think I know anything about the story of kind of how you got started doing that. And would you just kind of share a little bit about it? Not so much the photo walkers, but whenever this thing of capturing images seemed to be something that your heart was saying, play there.
Yeah. It's, well, I started at the age of 16. My dad gave me my first Pentax camera, which I really loved so much. I don't consider myself as a pro nor an amateur. I considered myself as a passionate photographer on that point. Now, since...
I love that. I love that.
And what I do is out of my passion and love. This is the things that I cannot turn my back on. I cannot even explain how I take my shots, since it's all mobile shot and tablet shots. And a lot of people here in G+, even for my blog, even for my blogs and everything, they ask me one question for this. How can she do that? That's the first question every now and then hearing. I take it as a compliment, because why? If you're not an artist, you will not know exactly what I'm doing. And first of all, I don't know how to Photoshop. That's one. Number two, I don't know how to use Lightroom. That's two.
You don't know how to use
Photoshop.
No, I heard that. The next one, you don't know how to...
Lightroom. Lightroom is based on your organizing your pictures, so it has a certain date, so you can pull out. If you're messed up, it can organize your shots, your pictures, eventually, automatically. And a lot of photographers are telling me to do that. Even my top photographer friends are telling me, Candy, start doing that. But I cannot, since I have almost 40K of picture all over my devices. I cannot do anything. And it's not retouched. It's not retouched. What I see, I just took a shot and it's uploaded soon. And I don't want to miss a thing. What I see...
You're saying, that's okay. That's my way of doing it. It doesn't have to be anybody else's way of doing it.
Yes, but a lot of Japanese...
It's my way of doing it, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay for
me.
You
have that freedom. You have that freedom.
Yeah, for me, it's okay. But for others, they thought that I'm being a rival or something like that, which I don't consider myself so. I do what I do. I don't care. I don't listen. I do what is good for me, and that's it.
Yeah. I want to pause for just a moment, because we do have a couple folks watching.
Hey,
and I want to acknowledge that Bill Reed is in the house. Bill knows some crazy-ass glasses. Hi, Candy. Elaine and Meloney Hall. Agreed. You shouldn't, and You don't and shouldn't have to be a marketer to use social media and make what you want and or need out of it. Yep.
I agree.
You know what? I truly believe, when we're in this realm of life experience, it's like a game. And you truly get to decide what rules you want to play by. And if you're at the point in your life where from the inside, from your core, you're being nudged to say you can make very much bigger, expansive rules for yourself to love and serve, and so you can. So, do you want to play there? You may. You may. So that's what that's kind of what I'm feeling into and exploring, because there are parts of me that will have grand ideas, and then there's this other frame of reference called the ego frame of reference, which likes to say, oh no, these are the rules. To which your wiser self can say, I don't think so. So you have to pay attention to truly which voice, the volume you're going to turn up, And I've also come to understand that from the ego frame of reference, the critic, whatever you want to call it, if you love it, you acknowledge that it's there, and it tones down, it adjusts, or it reconfigures itself. But I truly believe we really are at a point in human history where all the subconscious programming we have, it's bubbling up within all of humankind to bubble up and be noticed and be lovingly set free. What do you think about that, Melanie?
I think right now we are experiencing what our predecessors must have experienced when the automobile came around. They said, all right, that horse, we love our horse, but we're going to put that to pasture, and we can get places faster with this automobile, but where do we go? What do we do? And so we have now this technology that can take us anywhere for anything. And we are deciding, well, is it my playground? Is it going to be my business? Is it going to be for my family? We must be experiencing that same, what do we do with this vehicle? And think about it. When there was the transition from horse to motorized transportation, some people grasped it, and some said, no, I don't care if I'm on a horse for 3 hours to go see my mother. Or others said, no, I can get in that thing and I can go see her in a half hour. I'll save hours on it, So I think we're experiencing that right now.
I want to acknowledge a couple other people are watching. Jeffrey Dodd said he was going to watch, and Molly Youngblood Geiger maybe hanging around in the neighborhood, and J.D. Quinchette, she popped on early right after we posted the event and said she'd be watching, and she's going to join us in the Flocker room. She also said, media fast. I like that. I've been known to take a news hiatus and a celebrity moratorium, too. Now, that's kind of cute, a celebrity moratorium.
That's the new hashtag, celebrity wars. New hashtag.
You know what? I want to ask both Candy and Melanie and anybody else who's watching. It may have been a couple weeks ago. I heard something. Now, I don't know what that something is, but that hashtags on Google Plus, the way they're used or something, has changed. So who can update me with your perception? Melanie?
They are not visible to our view anymore, but you still should use them. So after your post, you'll see people still use them, but what's different is they don't appear like in our view where up in the upper right-hand corner it would show the hashtag.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the only thing that's changed. But to me, you should still use them, because if you experiment, like right after the show, and you go into your Google Plus account and say you want to hashtag cotton candy, who's talking about cotton candy on G Plus, you'll find those hashtags there.
Okay. Okay. So, yes, like sometimes when I post my, I'm just noting, JD Quinchette, she's taken a media fast from Kim Kardashian.
Oh, what's Kim gonna do without you, JD? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Kim is gonna just wither.
I will not comment about that. No comment.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. We could be going into serious dangerous territory talking
That's
about
all.
Miss Kim. But anyway, you know what? She's divine too. And I guess what we truly could say is every judgment that we might have about Kim Kardashian, there's some aspect of that within ourselves.
Yeah, we're not in her world.
We wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yourself, and that's okay.
Now, actually, there's one thing I do appreciate about Kim Kardashian. She is known for the shape of her booty.
Hey, the lady doesn't have a booty. I'll show you mine.
Yeah, no. This is not going to be a booty call. No.
Well, she is.
But I inherited a Polish booty.
Oh yeah.
And
she's
my son, it's his birthday today, and he even has a cute little Polish booty.
Oh,
No, it's not little. It's. Anyway, we can shift topics now. Anyway, thank you. Oh, Jeffrey Dodd is here. Jeffrey, my man.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh, I love Jeffrey. He is a very awake guy.
Awesome.
I am here to worship the human imagination and our visions. Elaine Nieberding, imagining. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm so happy you're here. And you're from way down under.
Boy, you've got some people really adjusting their nighttime schedule, like Candy and.
Yeah, for me, I have experienced this a long time. If I do a live show, they are all from all over the world.
Yeah.
That's why I have to make sure the time zones for this. And they want to see it in real life, in real time, so I have to be concerned about that.
Well, you're a trooper with that, Candy, because my husband has said, well, if you're reaching global, then why don't you be up at 3 in the morning like some of them are? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
because you have to.
Yeah, you have to. If Judy calls you, really have to.
Yeah.
And there's no time zones. There's no limit.
Yeah.
My attention is.
Now actually, that day that I did the World Laughter Day Hangouts. I mean, I had 3 scheduled that day. The first one, I started at 5 a.m. Eastern, and that was to accommodate a lot of the viewers in Asia, and including the founder of Laughter Yoga, Dr. Madan Kataria, who's in Mumbai, India.
Yeah.
So my 5 a.m. is his 2:30 in the afternoon, and Candy, it was a couple hours later for you. Yeah. But if we were going to do a show on World Laughter Day that was going to be able to have, some of the people in other parts of Asia, it's like I had to do it that early.
Yeah.
About once a month, I could do that. But so you just have to plan it, if you want to plan it.
I'm doing that every week, and that's it.
Goodness. Yeah, I haven't come to that path yet.
At first it's quite,
Bill Reed is appreciating booty and
Naughty.
perspectives on booty. Yes, we all have them.
Yeah, and sometimes they're in style, sometimes they're not. So just hang on to what you got.
Yeah, be proud of what you have, and that's it.
Yeah, because next year it'll be a different fashion.
Yeah, you know what? Which reminds me, let's have a discussion about flying by the seat of your pants. I mean, it's kind of related.
Oh gosh.
Because this is, to me, sometimes what we get to do. If we're following an inner inclination that says, get online, start a hangout, connect, and trust that you're going to have a meaningful dialogue, that the things that come through your mouth are going to provide insight or blessing one way or the other. You just have to do that. So part of being in Hangout Land is getting comfortable with kind of flying by the seat of your pants. As Zer Altair would say, what's a hangout without a freak out?
Yeah.
Because you never know if you're going to have a hangout, where you're going to have a technological glitch. It's like anything else. You just have to say, it's going to be what it's going to be. Let me smile and laugh my way through it. Because there's some things you just can't personally control.
And if you just have the attitude that we're all just around a table in a restaurant or in our home, we're just having conversation, would you tell your friend, like, oh no, I can't go meet you at the restaurant because I don't like how I look? You would not tell your friend that.
Of course
you wouldn't.
not.
You'd say, all right, we'll be there. What are we going to do? I don't know. Well, we're going to have an agenda before we do this. No. We don't. We should not. Especially if you're in this as a playground. It's no fun to play when there's that many rules.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So for Jeffrey Dodd, he's saying for him in New Zealand, it's breakfast time.
Wow. The next day.
It's breakfast time for me here, and I have to go to work very soon.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what he said. Breakfast time. And our J.D. Quinchette, crazy like a boss. That's a nice tagline.
Oh, I love it.
I would love to get up in the middle of the night and hang out worldwide. So, J.D., what's stopping you?
Yeah.
Nobody's stopping the girl.
Oh, I know what it is.
The Wi-Fi.
It's bandwidth. Once she gets her bandwidth situation worked out, then I guess she could be able to do that. But you don't have to have the bandwidth as much to watch. You more need the bandwidth if you're going to get in on the Hangout.
Yeah. And here's the interesting thing. If you guys know Terry Lee Britton, he told a very interesting story. When he first was doing his little musical show, he chose 2 o'clock in the morning, his time, to do the show because he didn't care if anybody watched at that point. But everybody was online at that point because that's when gamers do it. So he had, it's like, well, that plan didn't work because the system was too jammed back then. So hopefully things are different now. But, when we're sleeping, Europe is awake. And, like Candy, you're already in, what is today? It's Tuesday for me, but I think it's already Wednesday where you are. Yeah. So how's Wednesday? Is it all right?
Wednesday for me is a rainy day, and right now after this.
But we're going to have a Wednesday for us.
So you're going to have a Wednesday.
When you guys are into a new day, I'm confident we're going to have another day too.
I know. It's going to be a tough one for me this day. No, that's it. And unfortunately, by this weekend, by the way, I'll take this chance. By this weekend, we're going to I'm being invited to a very big event here in Tokyo, which is called the Tokyo Art Fair. And it's a global gathering of international artists. And I'm bringing this live.
Oh, you're going to cover it live.
I'm in Cover It Live, and it's way down the center of fashions here at the Fashion City here in Tokyo, and it's an honor for me to be there.
Oh my gosh.
That's beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
good
this is the
history.
second time I'm doing this. This is the second time. Last year was the Tokyo Fashion Week, and this year is the art fair, and it's an honor for me.
Yeah. Well, you're chipping away at it, bit by bit. Chip by chip. You're gonna get them to know Google Plus and hang out on there.
By the
Well,
way,
I'm
Melanie,
doing
I just want to make a comment and a compliment.
Mhm.
You have an amazing capacity to weave in interesting metaphors and similes. Like what you were talking about the racehorse at the gate, and your little thing of gathering friends together, and what you would say. Those are cool. Do you find that's something that just naturally emerges from you? Do you know you have this talent?
I think it developed early because I excelled in grammar and writing, so that gave me opportunities to force myself to know these things. So I studied writers, and I knew every Aesop fable. I don't know if people know Aesop anymore, but I tell you what, Aesop spelled A-O-E something, where where his style, and this was anciently, to help people understand human behavior, he had to tell stories through animal behavior. And then Hans Christian Andersen had to do the same thing. He had to combine these human traits into weird stories like Thumbelina and all these things, because people don't want to hear about how humans do it. It's more entertaining when you say how a horse would do it, how a goat would do it. So I think that developed in me.
Beautiful. You know what? Candy just sent a little signal that she's got to head on out, but I want to give her a chance to just say goodbye. And Candy, come back into the comment stream and leave a little blip about your event.
Yes,
So,
I will.
so people can find it.
Yeah, after work, which is very soon, I'll post it by the streams, and so everybody can see that. It's on my public page, and you can follow that. And let's have fun. So thank you very much for your time, ladies, and be sure to have a nice day. Start your day with a smile.
And when you have a chance, Candy, post a nice photograph of yours.
What?
Bring it one into the event page so people can appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I'll try my best. All right. Thank you so much for the time and for the audience. You're awesome. Mwah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And regards from Tokyo. Bye, guys. Bye, ladies.
So, let's see. Jeffrey Dodd is asking, Candy, will you use a public Wi-Fi for that art show connection? How will you connect? Well, Jeffrey, I hope she sees this question and comes back and responds later on today or sometime soon. And we have JD Quinchette, crazy like a boss. Love that tagline. I'll say it again. I love those storytellers too. Have you heard of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Meloney Hall? My question, is that the lady who wrote the book Running with the Wolves or something like that? So, JD, answer that question if you can. And we are we're about 5 minutes away from ending broadcast, and we will put up the link to the Flocka Room for those that would like to join us for some private brouhaha. or whatever. But Melanie, let me get back around to having you talk a little bit about creating a Udemy course and what yours is.
Okay, I'll try my best because I'm a newbie in it. So, you know, I'm doing it new.
Yeah. So first of all, what is Udemy? Okay.
Udemy is Udemy is spelled Udemy. So it's not Udemy, because then that sounds like you dummy, you know. So you pronounce it you pronounce it Udemy because it's like you to me. I teach you to me or whatever, you know, you to me. So pronounce it Udemy. I had to quickly stop pronouncing it Udemy. But what it is, it's an online platform where people can teach online courses, and there's like 5 million people who go to Udemy to learn all kinds of things. And these courses are very structured, so they could be in half-hour long or 11 hours long. So some people take these courses to gain certification if that instructor offers it, or school sometimes. It helps people with their career. It can help people with whatever. It's very
all
intense.
Kinds of courses.
All kinds of courses. And so when Helpouts wasn't available anymore, that thoroughbred said, I got to run. Where's the track? I'm at the gate. Where's that track? Which way? Was it a right track, a left track? What is it? So when I started to exploring it, it was intimidating because, you know, becoming an instructor, it's intense. But when you realize you're in control of your own course, you know, and you have to be approved and all this other stuff. But once you get into that way, it's fine, because if you have a teaching heart anyway, then it's going to be a really good fit for you to become an instructor. And the people all over the world are taking these courses.
So what is your course about?
This is my first course, and it's called, this is a long title, Incorporating Marketing Principles into Online Marketing. So what this is this is for if you have become a sudden online marketer. You know, there's, you know, a lot of companies now and people with their own business, all of a sudden they say, well, I know I have to be online, so I got to do that. How do I do that? So they're pushed into that role, or their boss the next day says, guess what, Elaine? You're going to do our social media all the time now. And you're like, okay. And so all you know to do is put out some tweets, put out, you know, whatever. And this can harm a company's reputation. You've seen bad things that people put out on social media. And that's because the people who are putting those out on behalf of celebrities or companies, they don't have basic marketing principles. So they forget that the common sense, like, don't insult people, number one. Listen to your customers. I mean, there's very basic marketing principles. So I developed this course because I see a lot of mishaps going on. And that's only because they lack the educational foundation. That's like, Elaine, you're a nurse, okay? You know basic nursing stuff. But if I had to fill in for your day, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like, hey, take that patient's blood. Can you imagine what harm I could cause? Because I don't know it. I don't have the foundation. So it's set up for people who need the foundation, or for old-time marketers who say, well, gosh, it's so different. How do I market online? So it's set up for people like that.
Okay, so given if somebody goes to Udemy, there's likely a place to select courses. And do you know enough about how people find courses? Like, could you just type in words saying, learn about marketing or internet marketing, and then one of some might show up, and then you go, oh, is that
Well,
one?
they are very advanced. They have everything's mobile friendly. Every course has to be mobile friendly. That's rule number one. So
Wow.
you know, everybody, you have to do videos. 60% of every course has to be video based.
Okay.
And when you go to Udemy, they have probably, I would say, 20 categories that you would go into. So you can go into educational, marketing, medical, all kinds of things. And to put a plug in for Sheila Strover, you know Sheila Strover on Lights Camera HOA, Dr. Strover, we never call her that, Dr. Sheila Strover, but she is a knee specialist, and she just did a Udemy course. And
do you mean medical doctor?
Yes, yes. She was a knee surgeon.
Smack me with a hand.
Yeah, and we never
Wow.
call her doctor, but she just became a Udemy instructor, and her course is if you have knee problems or you know somebody who does, her course is so well organized with the graphics. She even goes into explaining the composition of the knee, the back conditions, how to rehabilitate, and also for caregivers of people who are helping people recover from this knee condition they may have.
Yeah.
And phenomenal. But yeah, she's Dr. Strover.
How about that? So I tell you what, since we are running out of time, let me ask you two important questions, because you have a course, but how can people self-identify that this might be a course they would need? In other words, if you could describe your target audience, and it might be kind of broad, and that's okay, in which case describe it that way, because I would love for people who happen to be watching this to follow through and check out what you've got if they're kind of a fit and they have a need. So who's it for?
Well, thank you very much. It's if social marketing is more than your playground, if you are trying to build your brand, your online presence, and this is a serious thing for you, then there definitely are certain principles you should know, because it's so much harder to repair your errors after it's out there. That's why they have companies called reputation management, that they charge you a lot of money. So it's better if you especially if you're trying to grow a business, or let's say you've been unemployed a long time and you need to get your presence out there, do it correctly, do it properly, and do it efficiently and effectively.
And I would imagine, if people find you or a Udemy instructor through this kind of venue, then they may well discover that you have other services that you offer as well. But this is a good way to feel into your realm of expertise, your personality, how you express, whether there seems to be a fit in terms of the way that you're able to deliver your content and make a helpful connection that actually has some impact, isn't just fluff.
No, it's not fluff. It is I designed my course. I speak in this tone, slow, because it's designed for a global audience. So if English is your second language, you're going to be okay. There's visuals, there's videos, cartoons. I have some cartoons on there, animated cartoons.
Good for you.
I've made it where it's extremely user-friendly, and you're not going to be intimidated. It's not it's generated so that you can actually do exercises to implement it in your world, what you need to do with it. So it's not geared to, okay, this is only for online marketers. It's whatever thing you're using online for, just know these 6, 7, 8 principles.
Good. Okay, so what I'm doing now And I'm not looking up my little blue light because I'm typing in letters. I'm adding the link to the locker room, and I'm typing in.
Oh, cool.
I'm typing in, but come in after the broadcast is over. So I'm sending that because sometimes people will see that and then they think, oh, I can come in now. Well,
Yeah.
wait till we're off broadcast. So just to recap, this has been episode 26 of the Holy Shift Show, where, you know, we just called it flying by the seat of our pants or flying free and having some nice conversation, catching up and saying, I'm back and Meloney is back. And we're going to be seeing more of her on Hangouts. And there's this wonderful new stuff in Udemy for her to discover. I may be exploring some of that as well. And just want to give all of my audience permission to, you know, let yourself have fun. You know, if you notice personally, you're in the midst of a personal operating system upgrade, let yourself flow. You know, forgive yourself of all the rules that you've made of what you thought you needed before, because you may be going through a shift that says it's time to pay attention to something different. And give yourself permission to just know that truly everything that you need to be happy, to love, and serve is available for you, even right now at this very moment. And I don't know what next week's show is going to be about, but I think we are returning next week. And until then, I will say sayonara. Anybody else who wants to come on into the Flocker Room, please do. And we're most grateful that you found your way to Google Plus or YouTube for a little bit of holy shifting. Thanks a lot, Meloney, for joining me on the fly.
Thank you.
And thank you to Candy for dropping on in. And we'll see you later, folks. So long.
Thank you.